Most people think of Route 66 as a piece of American history, a nostalgic highway, diners, desert sunsets. But there are stretches of that road where cell service drops, towns vanish, and help is hours away. This is one of those stories. In October of 2018, my cousin Mark was driving from Arizona to Oklahoma for a construction job. He took Route 66 because it shaved almost an hour off the trip. Around 11:40 p.m. he called me, not to chat, not to say hello. He called because he was scared. He told me he'd been driving for nearly 40 minutes without seeing another car. No gas stations, no lights, just desert and an endless black road. Then he said something strange. "There's a pickup behind me. It's been there a while." I asked him why that mattered. He said, "Because every time I slow down, it slows down. Every time I speed up, it does too." I told him to pull over and let it pass. There was a long pause. Then Mark said, "I tried that. It stopped with me." That's when I heard it. Through the phone, faint but clear, a car door opening. Mark whispered, "Someone just got out." I told him to lock his doors and drive. He said he couldn't, because his engine had shut off. That's when the call ended. State troopers found Mark's car the next morning, perfectly parked on the shoulder, keys still in the ignition, phone on the passenger seat, no skid marks, no signs of struggle. But there was something else. Tire tracks behind the car, from an old pickup, that stopped directly behind his bumper, and then nothing. No tracks leading away, as if the truck had simply disappeared. 3 months later, I received a voicemail from an unknown number. It was Mark's voice. All he said was, "I finally found a town." Don't answer the call. The timestamp said it was recorded 2 minutes in the future. Parents hire babysitters. They worry about strangers. They don't worry about what's already inside the house. In 2021, a couple in suburban Illinois hired a babysitter named Rachel to watch their 8-year-old son for the evening. The house had security cameras, one in the living room, one in the hallway, one facing the back door. Rachel knew about them. At 8:17 p.m., the living room camera caught something odd. Rachel stood up suddenly and stared down the hallway. She didn't move for almost a full minute. Then she whispered, "Who's there?" The hallway camera showed nothing. At 8:19 p.m., the hallway camera glitched, just for one frame. In that frame, a tall figure stood behind the bathroom door. Bare feet, long arms, no face. The parents didn't see this until later. Rachel did. She grabbed the child and locked them both in the living room. At 8:22 p.m., the back door camera showed the handle slowly turning from the inside. Rachel called 911. The audio was recorded. She kept saying, "It's already in the house. It never came in." Police arrived within 6 minutes. They found Rachel and the child unharmed. But when they checked the footage again, something was missing. The hallway camera. It had recorded continuously, except for 7 minutes. And during those 7 minutes, the system registered movement in every room. That house was sold. The new owners removed the cameras. 3 weeks later, their phone recorded a voice memo at 3:11 a.m. a child whispering, "Why are you still here?" Hotels lose guests all the time, but sometimes guests were never supposed to exist. In 2016, a business traveler named Andrew checked into a hotel in Michigan for a conference. His room key said 214. When he reached the second floor, he noticed something strange. There was no room 214. The hallway went from 213 straight to 215. Assuming it was a mistake, he returned to the front desk. The clerk froze when he saw the key. He asked Andrew one question. "Did you open the door?" Andrew said yes. The clerk immediately called the manager. Security footage showed Andrew walking down the hallway, and stopping in front of a blank wall. There was no door, but Andrew insisted he entered a room. Inside, he said, everything felt wrong. The clock was ticking backward. The window showed a parking lot that didn't exist, and the TV turned on by itself, displaying hotel footage from years ago. The manager told him the truth. Room 214 had been sealed after a guest disappeared inside it in 1994. The door appears only when someone is meant to enter. Andrew left immediately. The next day, hotel staff found a new key card at the desk. Room 214, dated for tomorrow. Andrew never arrived at his conference, and room 214 hasn't appeared since.